George Washington Carver by Pat McCarthy. Introduction. George Washington Carver, an educator and agricultural researcher, is remembered as a person who lived to help others. Carver was born into slavery and overcame great odds to get an education. He graduated from Iowa State and then taught there as he got his master's degree in agriculture. From there, he went to Tuskegee Institute, a well-known African-American college in Alabama. He was made head of the new agriculture department. He spent 47 years there until his death in 1943. Carver thought his mission was to help other African Americans. He did this by teaching and researching in the field of agriculture. He spent much time working with poor farmers in the area. He found ways to improve the soil, grow better crops, and use better farming methods. He taught all this to the farmers. He also spoke at many colleges for both African Americans and white people. Churches, clubs, and government groups also asked him to speak. Carver's personality touched almost everyone he met. He was sincere, funny, and smart. People enjoyed hearing him speak. Carver received many honors. One was the Spingarn Medal, awarded to the person who has done the most in the past year to help the African American cause. It is given by the NAACP, National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. Some honors came after his death, and his birthplace was named a national monument. Chapter 2. Wandering the Midwest. After a 75-mile ride in the back of a wagon, George finally arrived in Fort Scott. He found work cooking and cleaning for Felix Payne, a blacksmith. He also worked at a store and did laundry for hotel guests. And he went to school. But he was in Fort Scott for only about a year. Something George saw made him move on. An African-American man had been accused of attacking a young white girl. In March 1879, a mob dragged the man through the streets, beat him to death, then hung his body from a lamppost and set fire to it. The young boy witnessed it all. George later wrote, "As young as I was, the horror haunted me and does even now." He moved on to Olathe, Kansas. He was about 15 then. In Olathe, he lived with Ben and Lucy Seymour. The African-American couple was glad to have George live with them. He went to school and helped Lucy with her laundry business. Before long, the Seymours moved west to Minneapolis, Kansas. George soon joined them there. He started a laundry to make money for school. He went to high school in Minneapolis. Most of the students were white. He made many friends at the school. His teacher, Helen Eaker, encouraged him in his work. He apparently liked her because he gave her a gold pin when he left. George also learned to paint and play the piano. He played the accordion and mouth harp at school assemblies. Besides working and going to school, George painted, crocheted, and fooled around with weeds. As he usually did, George made friends with the white people in the area. He was invited to dinner at some of their homes. In 1883, George took the train back to the Carvers' farm in Diamond Grove. He spent the summer with the Carvers and his brother Jim. Soon after he got back to Minneapolis, however, he received sad news. Jim had died of smallpox. Now George felt alone in the world. He finished high school in Minneapolis. Then he moved to Kansas City in 1884. He was a typist in a telegraph office for a short time. One day he and his friend, Chester Rehrig, who was white, went to breakfast at a large restaurant. They sat at the counter, and the waitress informed them that she could serve Chester, but not George. They both left. George was to face this kind of prejudice often in his life. George wanted to learn more, so he applied to Highland College in Highland, Kansas. He got a letter accepting him. He was excited because the college even offered him a scholarship. George traveled to Highland to
Sample complete. Ready to continue?